I'm looking at the instructions here for this Macross egg plane, and there's not a lot of parts to it and not much to build, but there's a lot of colors and a lot of decals, very small decals to go on, so that's going to be a little tedious but challenging. But I think I can manage it. There's also quite a few colors here, the color callouts for the paint. Hopefully it won't require too much painting. I wasn't planning on doing too much, but we'll do what is necessary. And here's the marking decal and paint requirements here. And it looks pretty daunting, but like I say, we just do one thing at a time. There's only 5 steps to the actual build, and I'll try to do a little bit of painting and clean up as I go. So like I say, one step at a time, and we'll get there eventually. Okay, I'm back with another quick progress report on my egg plane build here, the Macross Plus. I've gone through the first few steps and painted some of these detail markings here. Fortunately, most of it is black or silver or gunmetal, the colors I'm using. So I've got the parts here done into the paint as best as I can, and just started doing the decals. There are decals to go on here, the black stripes. As you can see, there's one here. That's the only one that I managed to get on. There's supposed to be another one here and across there. As soon as I put them on, they started to break apart, and they would not stick to the model itself. So fortunately they are black, and there's nice little grooves that they fit into. This decal here is the only one that's stuck so far and hasn't broken. These lines here I've just painted on with a brush and some black craft paint. Wet down, thinned out a little bit and brushed it on. The excess I'm just going to take a Q-tip, moist Q-tip, and wipes off, and there's, like I said, there's a nice little ridge there that it sits in. So these ones here have been started to clean up. I'll have to paint this line here. I just hope this isn't a sign of things to come, because there's about 80, I counted I think 80 decals on here to do. So 83, that one there. So I hope I have better luck with the rest of these decals. Fortunately, a lot of these little black ones are panel lines, and I can just use my panel line, Tamiya panel line paint and the craft paints to fill those in. Hopefully the other ones will work a lot better. So time will tell. Stay tuned and for further updates. I'm back with another quick update and a progress report here. I've got all the parts together except for the canopy to put on. I'll put that on last. It's been cleared with Future, and just the trim has been done on that. So all the parts are on. I've got the paint on the panel lines there, and next step is to attach all these little decals here. So stay tuned, see how that goes. Well, here I am back again with the final product. I've got all the decals on that are supposed to go on. There are quite a few left over. I guess there's another version of this kit that has more parts to it, that has more decals. A lot of these lines, black lines here, were supposed to go on with decals. I tried to couple them earlier on, and they broke up, so I just ended up painting on the panel lines. And these other decals here, they don't seem to be required for this build. So here's the final product. It still has quite a bit of decals on it, and the decals were thin. They tended to wanted to break easily, and they didn't want to stick. I had to put them on to get them into position and just leave it, and then I coated it with the Microsol, I guess, to set them in, and I've given it a couple of coats of Pledge Future to seal them in and give it the finished shine. So all in all, it came out quite well, and looks pretty good. It's an interesting looking specimen here. Some kind of a fighter jet, the Macross Plus, and it's got this thing that looks like a machine gun underneath here. As I say, those lines are just painted on. That went on quite well. They were marked out well enough. Mostly it's all been hand painted. I don't think I didn't use airbrush for any of it. So it's small enough and easy enough to paint. With the craft paints, the base color, the yellow, so the creamy color is just the bare styrene, and it went very well, went together quite well. Just I don't even think I used any glue, maybe I think 1 or 2 spots, and just snaps together, pushes together, and came out quite well. So that's my 2023 egg plane group build entry this year. Thanks to Charlie Mack and Dan, Munchkin Modelling Man, for putting on the build. And that's my last egg plane in the stash, so I'll keep my eyes open to see if I can get a deal on 1 or 2 more for next year. So thanks for following along. It's always a fun build, a little bit of a challenge, and I do have quite a collection of egg planes now. So until next video, we'll see you soon.